It's losing weight the right way, and it's not losing 100% fat or 100% body mass, because you really don't want to do that, do you?
No.
I mean, you need a ratio, but you need a ratio where you're able to get that body mass stabilized and the fat to be lost on a little higher kind of relationship.
You know, as a physician, you know, I practiced internal medicine for roughly 18, 20 years and dealt with obesity almost on a daily basis. It was the source of, you know, most of my patients and most of my patients' problems. And a lot of times we would send them to dietitians, and we knew what healthy weight loss was. And it's right around 1 to 2 to maybe 3 pounds a week. And once you start getting above that, you start, you know, number one, losing more muscle mass, straining your organs, particularly your kidneys, and in general, you know, making the whole weight loss process, you know, probably more miserable than it has to be, and probably is a bit more unsafe than it should be. And so we know that when you make a dietary ingredient, you're not expecting it to be a magic bullet. And our company for sure understands that totally. You want to have people lose weight in a sensible manner so they don't get themselves into trouble. So that means calorie restriction, and I mean, you know, probably if you want to lose a pound of fat a week, that's a restriction of 500 calories from your baseline. So, you know, 7 times 500 is 3,500, so that's a pound of fat basically. So if you restrict 3,500 calories a week, and most of that is using fat for energy, you should lose a pound of fat. So somewhere in that range is what we expect for a calorie restriction. And then we expect them to exercise, and we promote some sort of exercise program. It doesn't have to be running marathons. It can simply be walking for 30 minutes 3 times a week. Anything to get them off the couch and get them moving. You know, short of that, you know, you can use things like 7-keto to what I call pharmacologically increase their energy expenditure. So instead of relying just on activity to increase calorie burn, we can actually help them with their calorie burns by adding 7-keto to the process. But 7-keto only works, or works efficiently well, if they're doing all the right things that I just mentioned. So once their body's looking for stored fat to burn for energy, in other words, there's not a lot of carbohydrates floating around in their system, and the body's actually needs an energy source and knows where to get it, that's stored fat. Taking 7-keto enhances the efficiency of that whole process. So that's the beauty of how it works, and works so safely.
And it is safe for someone who may be 10 years old and needs to lose 20 or 30 pounds, or an adult who's in their 70s or 80s who as well is in a situation where that certainly would help them keep their lifestyle going better by getting down to the right weight?
You know, I agree with the top end of that discussion, but 7-keto has only been tested in adults. Okay. So we can't universally recommend that it can be used for pediatrics or teens even. So our company does not recommend that. We just don't have the data to support that kind of an assumption. So most of the people in our studies were you know, probably deficient in 7-keto and DHA in their mid-40s, but we've certainly had older people in our studies too that have taken advantage of 7-keto. As well, physiologically, they should have, because it makes sense that they'd be even more deficient in 7-keto than, say, someone in their 40s.
Well, I appreciate your time. It's been a real pleasure to watch what's gone on with that company for the last 17 years or 15 years, and to see that you've stuck with it and you've educated people and it's being used broadly. Thank you.